I am going to share with y'all today a recipe that, gosh, I formulated this recipe, I think when I was living on Abercorn Street in that little pre-Civil War house I've loved so much. But I decided to sell it so I could move out here on the water to Wilmington Island. But I just think this recipe is so good. And in the Lady and Sons 2, and it's also in the classics, kitchen classics. It's called pimento cheese tomato bake, but I'm leaving the pimento out of this because I just want to make it like a bread casserole with tomatoes. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. And one of the first things it calls for is a teaspoon of. It calls for 2 teaspoons of chopped fresh oregano. But if you don't have that, it calls for 1 teaspoon of dried, because your dried is much more potent than your fresh. So I'm using our little herb stripper because thyme can be hard to do. So you just have to check the smallest hole for me with thyme, and you just pull it through and it goes into the bowl, most of it. Now, these are actually in the store at the Lady and Sons and Paula Deen's Family Kitchen. I think that's about 2 teaspoons right there. But I love this one because the bowl, you have the bowl to catch it. But we also have this kind that has even got a smaller hole. You just don't have the bowl. You have to get you a bowl. But I just love that. So that's 2 teaspoons of fresh thyme. And I'm going to start by whipping our ingredients together to start this wonderful dish. I'm going to cream the cheeses together. Parmesan and cheddar. Actually, it's Monterey. No, that's Monterey Jack. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going to put in the house seasoning. I'm going to put in the mayonnaise. And remember, at the end of this video, you can find all the precise measurements. And our cream cheese. So I'm just going to whip these up good. And Teresa's wanting bad to clean up my messes. All right. And there's nothing that makes a pimento cheese taste any better than grated onion. And I don't mean chopped. I mean actually grated, because we've got the tomato, the onion juice, and that's where your potency comes from. All right. Calls for fresh cracked black pepper. And I love this little thing. It's got a light so I can see, which is wonderful. All right, let's see. Now I'm gonna stir that thyme in because I don't want it to get caught in my blade. I think this is so good. So now I'm going to get my bread ready, because remember what I told you the recipe was: pimento cheese tomato bake. So that's going to require some bread. So I'm going to take 12 pieces of white bread. I'm going to take the crust off. And that will just take me a couple of minutes. Okay, I've got our 12 slices of bread sliced. Now I'm fixing to slice 2 nice tomatoes. Thank you, Teresa. And now I'm going to take my dish, and I'm actually going to spray it hoping this won't stick. Let's get on with the other tomato. Yes. All right, now I'm going to spread our tomatoes on the bottom of our dish.
How did you come up with this?
I don't know. I just remember being in that kitchen on Abercorn, and I sat at my big round table in the dining room, and I wrote that second book completely by hand in a notebook using a pencil.
Wow.
And I just remember getting up and going into the kitchen and
just making different things.
Yeah.
Here you have it.
Yeah. Okay, look how good that does look, y'all. And this is one of those recipes that you can certainly adapt to your taste. I'm going to be covering these with Rotel tomatoes and not the real hot ones. I like to use the mild.
I did.
All right. Our next step is to take our bread. And you can do a lot of this early in the day. And whoa, watch it, Grace. I tripped on my own toe.
That would not have been good.
No. All right, I got to make sure that's dry. So I'm going to take our cheese mixture and I'm going to spread it onto my 12 slices of bread. And I'm going to roll these up jelly style, but I'm not going to do it yet. I'm not going to roll them up yet until I see I've got enough cheese for all of them. And if I need to take away and give, I can. How about it, y'all? That was perfect. It worked out perfect. All right, and I'm going to scrape the bowl and look for the one that I cheated. And I think I cheated it off of this piece of bread. All righty. Now we're rolling up our bread slices like jelly roll style. Oh, this looks so good. And the bread is so fresh. It is so fresh. Like this is a wonderful combination right here. Just get you a knife and fork and eat it just like this. I wish I had one more because that's missing one. All right, and now that I'm going to take those off because I was busy running my mouth and forgot a step. All right, so I'm going to, a while ago I told y'all that I was stripping thyme, and I thought that's the biggest, healthiest thyme I've ever seen. And Eddie and Teresa said, that is not thyme, Paula, it's oregano. I said, oh, thank you. Thank you. So we're going to put half that oregano on there. And I'm going to do just a little salt for those tomatoes. And I'm going to do a little bit more of cracked pepper.
That's the greatest thing ever. I'm
telling you what. I think you can find these in our store. That's where I got it from. And they're wonderful. And I like it because it's got a light.
Yeah.
And I can see what I'm doing and where it's going. Do we carry those at the store, Eddie?
We're going to.
Okay, so they're not in yet, but.
And you can change out the cartridge for salt.
Yes, I know.
Oh, so you can do salt and pepper?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you can keep the pepper and just change
out? Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, just grab the salt and put it in if you like using the coarse salt. I think it's genius.
Love it.
All right. So now I'm going to pour my Rotel tomatoes And like I said, I'm using mild. So I'm not going to drain these. I'm just going to pour them on top of our jelly roll cheese sandwiches. And those tomatoes on the bottom, as they cook, they're going to produce a lot of juice. So we're going to be just fine. I want to treat everybody equal. And you'll notice that I did not drain those tomatoes. All right. Now I'm going to cover this with the other half of that oregano. And we're going to put this in a 350-degree oven. And we're going to bake it, what did I say? About 30 minutes. Now that you won't see in that tomato bake, I hope y'all can hear me because this oven is loud. Because there was really no fat of any kind in this recipe, I just melted a half a stick of butter. And I'm going to pour it over there to make that bread just a little bit richer. But you know, how can I make a recipe with no butter at all, y'all? The day I made this, I must have been thinking about something else besides butter. I can't imagine. Okay, I'm going to put that back in just for a few more minutes. It'll make it nice and buttery and toasted. Well, I can't wait to dig in. I don't think I've had this since the day I formulated and made it. Oh, my gracious. It's hot. Hot. Now, this would make a wonderful side. Eddie'll fuss at me for using a paper plate for my test bite. But, see, I don't want anybody to know that I've been in it. Because that's going to be a meal. So here we go. It's so good. This would be wonderful with a steak or chicken, a char-broiled chicken. And this little recipe, y'all, is one of those that you can change up in so many different ways by adding, whoops, you get back up on that fork. You ain't getting away from me that easy. Any way you want to. Love and best dishes. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.